Most artworks I make are created by accident, but this one is an exception. It was carefully planned and beautifully executed. This is a story of beautiful and creepy. So, here's how it happened. I woke up as usual, put on my slippers and headed to the kitchen. That morning I was having eggs. And you know, I usually make my eggs perfect, but that morning, unfortunately, one of them cracked and it looked horrible. Just like you. No, I mean, of course I'm kidding, you know that, right? Probably. So anyway, I was looking at that cracked eggs. And that's when the idea came to me. It was like fire, like an explosion. I ran to my laptop and instantly started working. That was embarrassing. Anyway, amigos, that's where we start the action. So first of all, we need to find a really nice image for our artwork, or you can just use this image and I have the link in description, or you can go for example to pexels.com and find some cool images there. You can search for model face, pretty face, portrait face, my face. Wait, what? So colors are important in an artwork. In some cases it's even the most important thing. So first of all, when we have our image in Photoshop, we need to select it, we need to go to filter, and then we need to go to camera raw filter. First thing we do is to decrease the contrast, and that helps us to correct the colors better. Now we can play with temperature. We want to add a little bit of yellow, add a little bit of greens. And now because we decrease contrast, we can use highlight, shadows and other stuff to actually create contrast manual. So you can just copy these numbers to have the same effect. These colors define the feeling this artwork will give to the people. It can be cold, it can be warm, it can be like a fairy tale. And now we need to go to a different tab which is called HSL adjustments. And here also is very important to play with every color one by one and to give your own style to the image. And let's just now go and click OK. Now let's select our image. Let's click Ctrl or Command plus T, which means we will enter the transformation mode. And now we can actually make our image bigger. And we need to focus on the face. And let's now click that OK button. And yeah guys, forgot to tell you that this video is sponsored by me. Yeah. By the way, I recently created a new class on Photoshop's 3D features, and if you want to access that premium class and tons of other premium classes for free, just make sure to go to learnfromfred.com, and there you can start your free month and access tons of amazing stuff all for free. So how can we crack the yolk? First of all, we need to crack the egg and separate them. And that's what we're gonna do with our artwork as well. We're gonna separate the eyes. Now let's go and select Quick Selection tool. I have already selected it. And now I can make my brush a little bit smaller. I can just click, 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 and to select the eye. And the same applies for the right eye as well. We also need to select it. Now I will create a duplicate of my layer. And you can just hold Alt or Option and then click and drag. And now we want to create a mask for the first image. So we select the image and now we can go and click. Boom! And now we have the mask. And now we can just use our Move tool and we can just click and drag our eyes down because now they're on separate layer. Now again I want to select the eyes and I want to enter transformation mode by clicking Ctrl or Command plus T. And we can just make the eyes bigger and bring them a little bit down. And when you find the perfect place, just go and click OK. Next step is to color the eyes with white color. It may sound like such a simple idea, and it is actually simple to execute. But as an idea, it gives you so many feelings that you didn't expect to get. Let's go and create a new layer. And now we can just use our brush tool and we can use white color and we can just draw with white inside the eyes. Now let's go to our first layer, click right button on the layer and choose convert to smart object. That basically means that now on this layer we have only the eyes left. Now let's select it, let's go to filter and choose liquify. And now my friends, we are finally getting to the creepy part. So here we have our liquify window opened, and we need to use the first tool, and also make sure brush tool options are just like mine, and also show backdrop is selected with all the following settings. And here we just need to click and draw, click and draw. This basically helps us to liquify the eyes and make them look like cracked eggs. I know this sounds horrible, but this is the truth. And I'm just gonna probably speed up this process so you don't need to watch every single second. If you see this image in your nightmares, then I don't take responsibility for that. And now when you think it's good enough, because I think it looks fantastic, let's just go and click that OK button. And now we have another mission. We need to separate the left and right eye into two different layers. For that, first of all, we need to create a copy of our layer, and again we can just use Hold, Alt or Option and then click and drag up. Now let's go and select rectangular marquee tool, and we can just click and drag to create the first selection. Now let's select our first layer and then go and click create mask. Boom! And now we have a mask created, as you can see. Now let's do the same for the second eyes layer, and we select the second image, again select the rectangular marquee tool, we select the eye, and then again we go and click create mask, and now they are on separate layers. And now when your heart is already full of emotions and it's beating so hard because you know you're onto something amazing, we need to make sure that our liquefied eyes look good on the skin, so they actually follow the shape of our face and they look realistic. Now let's click right on this layer and choose convert to smart object again. So now we have only the left eye here. Now again we need to enter the transformation mode, which means we have to click Ctrl or Command plus T and then click right button on the eye and choose perspective. And this will help us to put things in perspective. We can just click and drag, as you can see. Yeah, I'm just making this smaller, so the left part of the eye is going to be smaller and the right part is going to be bigger. Now we need to click right button and go back to scale, and we need to click and drag to make the eye bigger, as you can see. Let's rotate it a little bit. Now let's click right button again and choose warp. So warp basically helps us to warp anything around anything basically, and as you can see I can just click and drag and it will deform the eye layer, and it will kind of make it like it's on her skin and it follows her face shape. Let's now click that OK button and let's just move this to the right. Now let's turn on the second eye. Let's go click right and choose convert to smart object as well. And here I don't do anything to the right eye because I actually think that it looks pretty good on her skin already. It looks pretty real to me. And now let's select the right eye and let's go to filter and liquify. Now my dear amigas, it's time to go crazy. If you have ever cracked a yolk, you have noticed that first it starts by a little drop and then at some point it gets crazy and covers the whole plate. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Let's make sure that eyes cover more of the face. So now we just want to liquify them even more. We want our cracked eggs to look even more cracked. So just do it on maximum. As you can see, I can just click and drag to bring it down. Boom, chicka boom. I gotta say that her eyes are really beautiful. Boom, look at that. And now we need to do the same to the left eye as well. So let's select it, let's go to filter and liquify. And again let's click that sweet OK button. So let me ask you one question. What do you think makes objects appear realistic in our real world? Just look around and see if you can figure it. And if not, just continue watching. So now let's select our left eye and we need to double click on the layer exactly where my mouse is. Just double click there, and when we double click there we're going to open this layer styles, and here we can add different types of cool effects, for example bevel and emboss, which helps us to add depths. And now I'm gonna play with depths and other numbers to make sure it looks right, because right now it doesn't look right to me. It looks very dark. It needs to be brighter. For that reason I want to decrease the shadow a little bit. As you can see, I'm decreasing the opacity and I'm making the highlight opacity bigger. And also we can change the angle. Also, as you can see, changing size changes lots of things. Also we can make it a little bit smoother, and let's click OK for now because we're gonna change it later. I'm just looking how it looks and it doesn't look too good. As you can see, the white parts are too white. So basically now we need to go to this bevel and emboss where my mouse is and just double click on it again in order to open it. And now we're gonna change it as well. So let's make opacity a little bit smaller. Boom, much better. Now we need to do the same to the second eye as well. Let's just select it and let's double click again on the empty space. Select bevel and emboss, and your bevel and emboss settings should already be like your bevel and emboss settings in previous eye, so they should be just copied automatically by Photoshop. And yeah, actually they are copied, and we just need to click OK. You know, almost in every tutorial I share with you some of my secrets, and this one is called actually the TV effect. It's also something that I use a lot, and again I will just share it with you. I'm gonna run out of secrets very soon. So now I go to the layer where I actually drew eyes with white color, and I click right button and choose convert to smart object. And now let's go to filter and choose noise and then choose add noise. And here look at the magic. If we increase the noise amount, as you can see, we're gonna see this kind of really cool colorful dots on her eyes. And boom, let's just click OK. How awesome is that? Just like TV in her head. I mean, look at that. With that said, that was it for this. Можна молчать, урод. Can you please kill him? Okay. Anyway, guys, shut up, okay? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. That was it for today, and I will go back where I came from, and of course you know where I came from, right? Narnia. I will miss you. Дебилы.